Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. We all have come to know him on this YouTube channel. In Gotham City, a city brewing with all sorts of villains and criminals, and Batman, of course. But what would happen if the Dark Knight and the Winter Soldier swapped places? Can Bucky Barnes survive Gotham City? What is up, everybody? It's your host Inferno, back for a new video. And in today's episode, we are going to see if the Winter Soldier can survive Gotham City. And yeah, you guys know the drill. Please subscribe to the channel. It's taking me a very long time to do these videos. It's taking up a lot of my time when I could be doing homework. Okay? So, I just want you to know that. So please, 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 please subscribe. And now, anyways, back to the video. Now, Bucky Barnes has a ton of stuff. While he may just be a regular human, he's not just any human. He has the super serum injected into him, which makes him bigger, more muscular, stronger, and faster. It basically makes him more advanced version of a human, basically like a giant, basically. And let's get onto his feats and weaponry. So, firstly, we've got his knife. He is a pretty skilled knife user, and this knife of his is very sharp, as you can see. It's got a super sleek design, and it's got jagged edges, which make it even sharper. Kind of like a Komodo dragon teeth with the serrated edges. And he's also got his trusty rifle. And he not only has a rifle, but he also carries around this little tiny handheld gun. I forgot what it's called. Let me know in the comment section if you know what this thing is called, because I forget a lot. But anyways, now onto his feats. He is capable of going toe-to-toe and, at least in my opinion, outclassing Captain America in physical combat. He does kind of get wrecked by Spider-Man, but he does tank blows from him and is able to block one of his punches. And that is saying something, because Spider-Man is crazy strong. So, yeah. He is very strong himself, is capable of jumping across buildings. But then again, like any superhero can jump across buildings, so it's not really that impressive. He also beats the absolute brakes off of Black Widow and Iron Man. So, yeah. Now, his list to conquer will be the Penguin, the Riddler, Harley Quinn, Scarecrow, the Joker, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and lastly, the Red Hood. So, let's start off with the Penguin. And, well, this guy has a fancy umbrella gun, but he, of course, is dead. He is not in any way, shape, or form defeating Bucky Barnes. So, next up is the Riddler, and he also dies. Next up is Harley Quinn, who also dies. Next up is the Scarecrow, the first real threat. And that is due to his fear gas. Gas of fear. Or whatever. But anyways. Bucky Barnes does again move on due to his gun. So range combat does kind of save him here. If he didn't have guns, he would probably be stopping here due to the fear gas. And that is the only reason. The fear gas. Next up is the Joker. And I really don't know why I put him this high, being honest. He is dying. Bro is so weak. He's so weak. I don't know how Batman hasn't, killed him yet. And, well, yeah, anyways, Bucky Barnes moves on. Next up is Poison Ivy, the one super villain on this list who actually has a superpower. And she is giving Bucky some trouble due to her plant manipulation, which he could use to strangle him, entangle him, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, again, due to the gun factor, this one does some does go to Bucky again. But I could see Poison Ivy pulling out a win. Next up is Catwoman, and this one is kind of close due to her combat experience. And while yes, in physical combat, Bucky far outclasses her, but she is just very fast, very agile. And in my Bucky Barnes versus Nightwing video, someone said that Bucky would be able to land a ton of blows, and it wouldn't even be a close fight against Nightwing because Bucky's fast and agile. And to that, I would say speed is different than agility. Just because you can run fast doesn't mean that you can turn quickly or like make quick maneuvers. Just because you can run fast in a straight line, no, they're very different things. And she is much more agile than Bucky Barnes, and not to mention more stealthy, so she would most likely get the jump on him. And if Bucky does manage to get her in close range combat, then he is beating the absolute brakes off of her. But I don't really see that happening due to her speed and agility. So, yeah, it could go either way, but Bucky Barnes moves on due to him, well, having a gun. Yeah. And now, the final hurdle, and by far his biggest challenge yet, the Red Hood. This guy is a former Robin, so he has a ton of combat experience. He also uses guns, was trained by Batman, and is, in my opinion, the most dangerous and the best Gotham City villain. So yeah, who would win in a fight? And I was thinking of doing Red Hood versus Winter Soldier, but yeah, I just wanted to do another verse swap video. So yeah, here we are. The Red Hood, being a former Robin, as I said, he has a ton of combat experience and is very, very skilled with like swords, guns, all sorts of stuff. But so is Bucky. However, the main difference here is that he uses like a long sword or a katana, while he uses a measly knife. And while yes, his guns would grant him at a slight advantage, I believe Red Hood also has guns, so it's not really that much of an advantage in this fight. So it now comes down to physical combat. And I would say Bucky just barely outclasses Red Hood due to the fact that he has super serum. But I could see Red Hood also taking that. And also, due to his more slimmer build, I would probably say Red Hood has higher agility, but in terms of speed, it's most likely Bucky, due to his larger leg muscles. And, who would get the jump in this fight? Well, most likely Red Hood, because again, he was trained by Batman. Yeah. So, who would win if these two came to blows? And well, honestly, the winner, being very honest, the winner of this fight, and will determine whether Bucky survives Gotham City or not. The winner is Bucky Barnes. Yes, Bucky Barnes survives Gotham City, at least in my opinion, due to his combat experience and weaponry and guns. He was able to just sweep through most of the villains, and it was his guns who actually saved him from falling victim from villains like Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Scarecrow. And against Red Hood, that isn't much of an advantage, but being like more muscular, at least in a human fight, helps out a lot. Unless you know jujitsu, but yeah. And Bucky Barnes survives Gotham City. But in an upcoming video, will Batman survive Marvel? And that is all for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments section if you enjoyed it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends and family, and as always, I've been the Inferno Dragon. Goodbye.